I had always been fascinated with the macabre, drawn to the eerie tales that kept me on the edge of my seat. Little did I know that one fateful night would thrust me into my very own horror story, a chilling experience that would forever haunt my dreams. It was a moonless night, the darkness so thick it seemed to swallow everything in its path. The road stretched out before me, a ribbon of asphalt disappearing into the inky abyss. I gripped the steering wheel tightly, my knuckles turning pale under the strain. I had made the ill-fated decision to take a shortcut through an isolated forest, desperate to save time on my long journey home. As I ventured deeper into the woods, an eerie silence enveloped the surroundings. The trees stood tall and foreboding, their branches reaching out like skeletal fingers, as if warning me to turn back. My heart pounded in my chest, a crescendo of fear and anticipation. I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being watched. Suddenly, a dense fog rolled in, obscuring my vision. I slowed down, peering through the mist, trying to make out the road ahead. Shadows danced eerily in the periphery of my vision, like specters whispering secrets I was not meant to hear. A chill ran down my spine, and I couldn't shake the feeling that something was terribly wrong. My headlights flickered, casting an eerie glow on the twisted branches that lined the road. Panic surged through my veins as I realized my car was sputtering, its engine protesting against the encroaching darkness. Desperation set in as I desperately searched for a signal on my phone, but the forest seemed to swallow all forms of communication. With no other choice, I decided to venture out into the foggy night, hoping to find help. I stepped out of the car, the damp earth squelching beneath my shoes. The air hung heavy with an otherworldly presence, and I strained to hear any signs of life. But all that greeted me was an oppressive silence, broken only by the hushed whispers of the wind. That I stumbled forward, my heart pounding in my ears. Shapes shifted in the fog, always just out of reach, taunting me with their elusiveness. A sense of dread gnawed at my gut, and I quickened my pace, desperate to escape the clutches of this nightmarish forest. Suddenly, a figure emerged from the mist. It was a woman, her features obscured by the shadows. She beckoned to me, her voice a mere whisper carried on the wind. Intrigued and terrified in equal measure, I followed her lead, my instincts overridden by a morbid curiosity. As I drew closer, the woman's face came into view. Her eyes were hollow voids, devoid of life, and her lips were twisted into a grotesque smile. My heart seized in my chest, and I tried to turn back, but an invisible force compelled me forward. The woman led me to a dilapidated cabin nestled deep within the woods. The air grew colder, and the whispers grew louder, filling my mind with their haunting words. I stepped inside, my every instinct screaming at me to run, but I was trapped, ensnared by the supernatural forces at play. Within the cabin, I discovered a room filled with photographs, each capturing moments of unspeakable horror. It dawned on me that these were the souls who had fallen victim to this cursed forest, their spirits forever trapped in this twisted realm. I was next. As the woman vanished into thin air, the room plunged into darkness. The whispers intensified, their voices melding into a cacophony of madness. I could feel their icy breath on my neck, their presence suffocating me. I screamed, but my voice was drowned out by the malevolent chorus. Time blurred, and I lost all sense of reality. Days turned into nights, and nights bled into days. I was trapped in a nightmarish cycle, my mind crumbling under the weight of the horrors I witnessed. Each time I thought I would escape, I would find myself back in this wretched cabin, a marionette in this twisted dance of death.